Hi, folks. Captain Greg DeBrule here with CJ Adams. We're going to be starting the first of many seminars coming up. We'll do one a week here, CJ.
One a week.
What do you think?
Guys, we're here to talk about some tackle, the right rods and right reels for different variety of fishing, types of seasons. We see a lot of stuff where guys show up with stuff that's not fit for the way we're fishing for this time of year. Now,
You have to understand. Let me explain one thing to start off. We're not here to sell tackle. Okay, we're just going to try to show you to the best of our ability, and please bear with us because this is the first time we're going to evaluate this and hopefully get these going better and better and better. But we're not here to sell tackle. We're here to help people and maybe encourage people to take kids fishing and to get more people in. There's way too much of this in this world, and not enough fishing and hunting and outdoor activity. So that's our purpose, and to educate a lot of our customers. We get a lot of questions.
we do.
You know,
And we want more questions.
and we want more. We're not here to push any one particular rod or reel. We have no connection with any manufacturer. So we're speaking bluntly on what we do. And one more thing, and then we'll get into it. What we're saying is our opinions. Now, you have to understand right from the start, there's going to be people that probably don't go along with it.
That's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
But we're telling you how we do it and what we do. When Kerry came to me with this idea, he wanted to try to find a couple of people that were knowledgeable and understood the fishery and maybe head boats and charter boats and offshore fishing, and he couldn't find anybody, so he asked me to do it.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. So anyhow, we're not, bear with us, but go ahead, CJ. And there's a big difference, starting this thing now, there's a big difference between the customer that comes down in June or July and August when we're fishing in anywhere from 15 to 30, 35 feet of water. There's a big difference between the tackle he would use and the tackle we would use later on in the season, October, November, December, and now January.
Mm-hmm. That being said, springtime fishing, guys. This is a really nice starting out rod for the novices and people who are just beginning. Even for some guys that have come 6, 8, 10 times a year. Daiwa Seagate, really nice reel, fairly inexpensive. Now, you can go to Walmart, you can go to any other of the manufacturers, and you could buy a $40 setup. Don't get me wrong. Are you going to catch fish with it? Absolutely. But the likelihood of it breaking, it's a little higher. So you might spend $40, $50 3 or 4 times. Now, if you do this...
Explain to them what we had on board the boat the other day when the customer went. We don't have to say where he got it, but he didn't get it from a tackle store. Right?
Okay, so we had a customer, he came up
Listen
to
to
me.
this. This is good, but this...
He bought a decent rod and reel. He was sold a decent rod and reel for some deep water fishing. Reel and rod was fine, braided line, great. And then he said what he was going fishing for, and he asked the gentleman to set him up for it. And it was cod fishing. Needless to say, he put a fluke rig on the rod. Now, we're not fluking.
It was a nice fluke rig.
It was.
It was 6 foot.
But we're not fluking.
It was feathered.
We're not fluking in December and January.
Could you catch a codfish on it? You probably could.
But that's the difference from going to a store like that to opposed to a local tackle shop as far as J&B Tackle, which they know what we do. We know what they do. They know the type of fishing we're doing, so they can sell you the right stuff. Can you catch a codfish on a fluke rig? I'm sure you can.
You can. I mean, you can. I used to say all the time at the seminar, we drive a hammer with a screwdriver, but it works a lot. I mean, drive a nail with a screwdriver, but it works a lot better with a hammer.
That being said, Daiwa Seagate, really nice reel, compact, small.
Intermediate, nice.
Yeah, it's $150, $160. These reels and all these ones we're going to show you can be serviced at these shops as well. Now, things do break. It's life, Nobody's perfect. Nothing's made perfect. They do break, and they can be serviced here. You buy something at Walmart, chances are you're not getting serviced at Walmart. Not the reel, anyways. This rod, fairly inexpensive. straight beginner rod, $30. Give it a little bend, show the customers. Now you can use 6-8 ounces of lead with this thing
Pull it up higher.
fishing in the spring, May, June, July. for
CJ usually
boys
gets
and sea bass.
excited when I do this.
This is a great
Likes to
rod
fish.
for under $200. Now you put line on it, the braided line. That's going to cost you a couple bucks, but for roughly $200, you can get away May, June, July fishing with that. Short, compact, easy to put away, easy to store, and for the price, you can't beat it. Now we have another line of rods.
A little bit more difficult though.
Mhm.
In later on in the season, when we're fishing in deeper water and using heavier weight and everything else.
I'd like to mention the spinning rods. A lot of guys bring spinning rods. They're very, very popular on head boats, and they're very, very popular from shore fishing. Guys cast with them. I don't know why it's a common thing on head boats, but they do work. Now, they work better in the spring or certain times of year, but it's hard to bring a spinning rod where you're using 4, 5, 6 ounces in the spring in 30 feet of water and try and catch a codfish on it with 16 ounces in 150 feet of water. It just doesn't
Very,
work
very
out.
difficult. It's
It
just
doesn't
very
work out.
difficult.
You don't feel the bite for one. So we're trying to show some of you guys what the types of rods are to be used for certain times of season. The Star rod, a little longer, 6 foot. Really nice rod. We'll show you a little action. Another real good rod. This is a great rod from May to November. Fishing for your sea bass.
These rods, a lot of people don't realize they, you hear the word composite all the time and they don't know what it is. This is, I brought one of my old rods, and believe me, this is dating me. This is a Fenwick rod. This is an IGFA 50-pound class rod. And this thing here, I mean, I used to get complete setups from Fenwick every year. I'd get 6 or 8 130s, 6 or 8 80s. I got 50s, I got 30s, I got 20s. But the technology from where this was 30, 40 years ago,
A lot different.
a lot different. I mean, so the composite rods we're talking about today, what that means is it's a combination of graphite and fiberglass impregnated together. Now, the better the rod, the more of that graphite it has in there, the more sensitive it is, and obviously
That means a soft tip where you feel the bite a lot
right,
better.
and it's going to be more expensive. That's all there is to it. The more they put into it, they have to charge for it. This is just fiberglass. I can lift my Ford 250 truck up with it, but this is what we had. This is it. We caught a lot of fish with it. Don't get me wrong.
And we see a lot of our customers that still bring stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, sure, you can catch them on it, no question about it. But things have matured over the years, as opposed to the composite rods like you're talking about. This, before we get anything else, this is our rental rod. Okay, many of you
This is a great rod.
Many of you know this rod and reel. Very, very simple. It's a tsunami rod.
This is a composite rod. Believe it or not, this has got graphite in it. Okay, and it's not a real expensive rod.
Nope.
I mean, it's about a $50 rod. I think.
Roughly, yeah.
$45, $50. But
it's a tough tip, tsunami tough tip, and you could bend the heck out of this thing.
This is what we use on the Blackhawk in the first part of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We're not using these now.
No, we switch over to a
Okay,
little heavier rod.
we switch over to a heavier rod, a better grade rod. We switch over to braid line, a faster reel.
Yep. And that's the difference. This is a medium heavy action rod. Now you could put 12, 14 ounces of lead on this thing. You do. And we do it all the time, fishing tide and current. When we get to 150 feet of water, this rod isn't really made to design to be able to set the hook and then reel and catch the fish as well. But Penn Senator reel, really nice reel, easy to work on. Most places carry these. It's a 3.0. Serviced here at Jamie Tackle, like we were saying. But that's our rental rod, and you can pick those up anywhere for relatively cheap. Now we're going to show you guys what we could be using now, or what you guys should be using for this time of year. A little more expensive, but not overwhelming.
If you're only going, if you go on these boats, if you charter a boat or you go on a head boat once or twice a year, you certainly don't need some of the stuff we're talking about
No,
here.
absolutely not.
You can get by, or you can get by with a rental gear, good rental gear. But if, you know, a lot of our customers, I mean, we got customers that go 30, 40, 50 times a year with us. And they do have good tackle. And you see the difference. You see the difference. When you got 30, 40 people on board and half of them got good stuff and they're catching the heck out of them and the other half are catching, you know, 1/5,
Yeah.
there's a reason.
I'd
Now
say
that's a good cod rod right
this is a
there.
good cod fishing rod, a little longer. The rod itself is $190. It's a Shimano Terramar,
It's a little bit more expensive.
but
This
it's
is,
top of the line.
this is going up. Tell them what kind it is again.
Shimano Terramar.
Terramar.
Really nice rod, a lot of flex to it, soft tip, can hold quite a bit of lead, and this is what you want to use for something in the deep water. This is an Abbott. Now, Abbotts are really, really nice reels for people just starting out and people that have been fishing quite their life. They're American made, and nobody can compete with them. Not many. This is a Abbott MLX 5.8 to 1. Now, the 5.8 to 1 is the reel speed. A lot of people show up with reels that 1 to 1, 2 to 1. That's your cranking. It's so much slower when you're at 1 to 1 or 2 to 1, getting it off the bottom. This is a fast retrieval reel, 5.8 to 1. Now that's what you want to use when you're fishing in deeper water. The 1 to 1, it takes you.
You can
Takes
still,
you 6
you can
minutes to
still
get
get
up.
it up,
You
but
can.
it takes forever. The guy's
Yeah.
spinning his hand like it's
Um,
going bananas, man. You know.
So this reel varies right around $250. So top end stuff. This whole setup will cost you right around $450. It's something here that will last you a lifetime. That's the difference between buying something like that opposed to something at Walmart. You only have to do it once. Now, and I understand not most people or not many people, maybe you can, maybe you can't afford stuff like that, and that's fine. We understand that. That's why we showed you this reel and rod, the light combo rod. It'll cost you under $200. I'll get you through just about the whole
How
season.
much is that rod? That's one
This is a $30 rod.
$30 rod.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the Daiwa Seagates are great reels, not just for starting out in the spring, roughly for all around throughout the whole season. I know one of our mates, Glenn, he owns one, loves it. It's a great rod and reel. This rod right here, a little more compact, a little shorter, easy to travel with. Guys that drive cars obviously can't fit a 7-foot rod in their car.
Nice.
Abbott as
combination.
well, if you can see that. Smaller though, a little smaller Abbott, a little more compact. Great porgies, sea bass, anything like that. You can even codfish with this rod, no problem. Give it a little bend.
Can you? Can you with that?
Yeah, of course.
You got him, CJ. You got it.
I
Finally
got a
caught him.
reel. I got a reel. But really nice stuff. Again, this rod itself, $130, $140 roughly. The reel itself, again, right around $200. So you're in anywhere between the ballpark with these rods and reel setups for $180 up into $450. So we try and keep this reasonable. Now there's other stuff where you can really jack it up.
Should we show him the?
Yeah, we'll show them.
We'll show him the high end here.
This $200 rod, okay, nice rod, one of the better ones built. Another Shimano Travala, really nice stuff. Where they're very, very popular. Great warranty on them. I've used them personally, and they're real nice. These will get you through night bass fishing, sea bass fishing, cod fishing, and a higher end reel. Where did we put that?
The higher end reel is right here. This is
This is the top line. This is the Cadillac.
This is the Cadillac. This is the top of the line.
This is Shimano. It's an O'Shea jigger. It's really, really nice. I mean, you can just see it. It looks fancy, but you're going to spend a lot of money. This thing is up around $600.
I wanted to show him that reel.
I know you want it.
Why did? Remember I told you I wanted to.
You can have it.
No, I wanted to do that.
Oh.
No, you kind of took it away from me.
I ruined the video.
Well, let me do it.
Now that's
This
something,
is the high end. Okay, this is, and we have some customers that have them.
you don't need this. Not for everyday fishing. Sure, is it really nice? Is it going to work for? Yeah, it's great, of course. This is for people that just want to have nice stuff. Like myself, I have quite a few nice things, but I don't need to spend that. I like having nice stuff. And
got
most
one on.
customers do.
I will say one thing about all these reels, which a lot of people don't realize. These things don't come with grease and are all greased up the way they used to be years ago. Okay, these have got sealed bearings in them that are in oil. So what you have to realize is that if you take this reel at the end of the day and you're washing it over with soap and water, you eventually get that oil out of those bearings. And what happens is, once that oil is gone and you lay this thing up for a couple of weeks and you go to turn it the next time and it goes, that's why. So you have to be careful cleaning these things. Don't use soap on them, just use water. They're sealed bearings in oil. And there's no way of getting in there unless you take it apart. That's why at the end of the year, on all of our high-end reels, we get them serviced. They have to be taken apart. They have to be oiled. Okay, but a lot of people don't realize that. They think they're doing the right thing by washing them, and what you're doing is you're washing the oil out of that bearing.
I want to bring a popular topic up. We get a lot of people throughout the year that ask for left-handed reels. Do we have left-handed rentals? A lot of people use them. I personally don't, but there's a lot of guys that do. This is a left-handed reel, okay?
Here, why don't you put that in this carry around here? Put that in your pocket.
Okay, yeah, put that in. We'll use it as a rental for you guys. But this is a left-handed reel, okay? Shimano Torium retails $260. I own Toriums myself. Very nice
You
reels.
got a lot of Toriums.
I used to. Then I upgraded to Trinidad's when I started.
Oh, let's show them that.
We will, yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
The Trinidad and the Torium, in my opinion, are very similar. Just style, look a little different. But this is your left-handed reel. People in shops, as far like J&B, they sell these and carry these. So if you ever need one and look for them, go to a local shop, get them, because that's who's going to carry them for you. And like I said, I can't stress enough, they service them. When they break, you can bring it in, get it taken care of. Are you looking for the Trinidad?
I'm looking for the
Top shelf.
okay.
Top shelf.
Any of them?
Yep.
Can I take any one of them?
No, that's not a Trinidad.
You might know I picked the one that's
These three.
Okay.
Very popular. The Cadillac, again, just like the O'Shea's that we showed you. It sounds familiar.
Did you go ice fishing today?
Not today.
Did you people see the fish he caught the other day?
It was a nice white perch. A couple of them. Did you read it?
I'm having it when I get done here. Can they come any smaller? He was excited about it. I mean, he's filleting these things. The yellow perch were this big. By the time he got through the fillet, no kidding. I mean, I appreciate it.
That's why they gave you quite a few.
I appreciate it.
Sometimes it takes.
Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead.
The Trinidad, the 14A. I own them. It's one of my favorites. You can't beat it. You spend a little money on it. It's a $450 reel, but you pay for what you get. That's all there is to it. I wouldn't personally. I can't go back to something after using this. Once you use something this nice, it's tough to go back for anything. You know, it's like driving a fancy car. Once you drive a nice fancy car, it's hard to go back to the one from the 1980s. They might look nice still. It's tough to go back.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
I learned.
Believe me, CJ is back. What else?
As you can see, J&B carries a lot of reels. I'm sure you can see the display here. And we could get into this and talk reels.
You could
and
spend
rods.
hours doing this. I mean, you know what? You have to go, and not only J&B Tackle, there's other tackle stores, but you go into a good, reputable tackle store, tell them what you're going to fish for and where and how much, tell them what your price is, and they just have so much more knowledge to direct you in the right way to get the right tackle. And you will have more fun. You will catch better. There's no question about it. Kerry was talking to Kerry before we started this, Kerry Doughton from J&B Tackle, and he said a lot of the guys on the head boats, he sees their rod bent like heck and they think they got a fish. He thinks they've got a fish on coming up alongside of them, and it's a spinning rod bent over with that 16-ounce lead on it, and all it is he's winding it up to put more bait on it, you know. So the tackle makes a difference. It truly does. I mean,
now I'd like to say one last thing about some of these reels we showed you. These reels that we're showing you right here are the newest models. Okay, these things are brand new. They just came out. Torium has been around for a long time. I think the first Torium I bought was around $150. So they changed. The prices change as a manufacturer realizes, hey, listen, we got a good reel. here it goes. So they get a little more expensive. This is the newest model of the Toriums. The first one I bought looked nothing like this. But so as the years progress, price goes up, stuff changes inside. So keep that in mind. You might have bought, like I said, the Torium 5 years ago, or the older model right now even, that they still carry, for a little cheaper. And that's okay. It's fine. That's we just want you to know what we're showing you here is the newest model. So if you could find it cheaper, the older model, that's perfect. That's great. We encourage it. But we'd like to let you know that these stuff that we're showing you just came in, newest stuff. So keep that in mind. And we're not here to, like you said, sell tackle.
If you had to choose one rod and reel for the guy that goes 5 times
If I had to show,
out of this,
out of this,
I think these Seagates are great. I mean, I've got a couple of them. I think they're terrific.
for somebody starting out, that
Just starting out, it's going to go 3, 4, 5 times a year. Wants to get his own rod and reel.
for under $200 to be able to fish just about 6 months out of the season with us, this rod right here, the 5-star, okay, Tsunami 5-star, Daiwa Seagate, and you can go in and check with any reputable tackle shop, and they will tell you where to find this stuff, how much it is. But for under $200, you can't beat it.
Where'd you learn all this? You're a pretty smart guy, you know?
Well, I never did a video until I started working for you. So,
Really?
yeah.
You're a star now, though.
Yeah,
Isn't he a star?
Yeah,
I created a monster.
I might have got it from you.
He does a great job. Well, listen.
We are going to be doing more of these.
Yes, we're going to be doing more of them. We're looking for some input. We'd like to cover everything. We'll be doing knots and we'll be doing hooks and we'll show you how to
Rig.
snell hooks and rig things up and everything. We're going to do. We came upon this idea because I normally do, or the two of us normally do, a lot of seminars
At the
sports shows. And since with the COVID and everything, and CJ,
I know we don't have our mask on out right now.
CJ
but
and I just got tested. I just got mine back. When did you get back?
2 days
Yesterday.
ago. 2 days
So
ago.
we elected not to use a mask, but we know the two of us are safe. But anyhow, with the COVID and the lack of sports shows and boat shows, and we're not going to be doing any seminars, we figured we'd try this.
It's affecting everybody, and we know it's
Yep.
a tough problem to have right now. But we hope in the future things get back to normal, and we can do this firsthand with the whole fighting chair and get everybody together again and enjoy our time. And we hope for the best, and we hope that everybody stays safe and healthy
Yep.
through these times.
So
We do want your feedback.
We're looking for your feedback.
We
Help
want
us out.
questions.
We want
please.
questions. We want topics to talk about. I've been in this a long time. I've done a lot and been all over the country with these seminars and caught a heck of a variety of fish. But we want to do what you want to do, not what we want to do.
We're here to help you.
We're here to help
If we
you
can
and direct
answer
you a little
questions,
bit,
please don't
answer some
hesitate.
questions. And so anyhow, from J&B Tackle, my partner CJ Adams.
My buddy Captain Greg DeBrule.
We'll see you soon, folks. Okay, stay healthy. We'll talk.